Ladies and gents, I am the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to the channel on YouTube.com. It is, of course, Friday. That's right, Friday. TGIF, baby. It is Friday, August 13th, 2021. It is 102 degrees outside here on the East Coast. It is hot as a donkey's ball sack, but I am here. I am in my nice, cool, air-conditioned lair, the DJ Storms lair. Why don't we check the chat, because we got a busy stream ahead of us. So, we got Renegade Ryan, we got Adam Carl, we got Ruben. Ruben, I know he's been going through a rough time, so I appreciate Ruben stopping by. Ruben, he is a loyal member of the DJ Storms posse. Please show Ruben some love. Make sure when you come on in, you hit that like button, you smash it, people. So, we got Adam Carl, we got DD, we got Rob Wells Jr. How are you doing, Rob Wells Jr.? We got Peanuts. I know Peanuts is here. Please make sure you share out the stream on all platforms, social media. I'm going to be getting into that a little bit later on. We got a lot to talk about, people. And first things first, I would actually like to apologize for the delay. I had some personal obligations to take care of. So obviously, first things first, I have to take care of my personal obligations, family obligations. Family always comes first. So I had to push back the stream till 3:30, as you can see. But that does not mean that we are not going to have a good time. We're going to have a damn good time. We are going to have a damn good time. We are going to rant. We are going to yell. We're going to scream. We're going to talk about all sorts of wrestling news and rumors. We're going to talk about the week in wrestling. And, of course, we got a big night tonight. Big night tonight, because we got the debut of AEW Rampage, the new show on TNT at 10 p.m. Eastern Time after Smackdown tonight. So, of course, I will be live tweeting for that. I will be reviewing that on the LFU next week. You are not going to want to miss that. And next week's also a big week, because next week we got a hell of a lot of collaborations to go over, and we got a hell of a lot of collaborations to put out on the channel. August is going to be a busy month. A very busy month. I heard Danielle shared the stream to the Twitter sticks. Thank you, DD. I greatly appreciate you. Please make sure, if you have not already done so, people, hit that like button. So, let's get through the self-brand promotion and the advertisements, because we got a lot of material to get into and a lot of things to rant about. I just saw Renegade Ryan share out the stream. Renegade Ryan, you are an absolute fucking monster. You are a beast. Thank you for sharing out the stream. So, first things first, of course, if you have not already done so, please follow me on the Twitter sticks. The Twitter sticks, of course, that is at HistoryMaker DJS. Please go follow me on Instagram as well. Add me on Facebook for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeover@gmail.com. Please like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms posse group on Facebook. That is, all of those links are indeed in the description. We are almost 5 minutes into the video. Please, if you haven't already done so, please hit that like button. Smash that like button. We got 9 likes so far. I want to at least get to 20 before the stream is over. Please make sure you hit that like button. And when you hit that like button, please make sure you share out the stream on all platforms of social media. I'm talking about Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, Facebook, all platforms of social media. Please make sure you share out the stream. It is vital, because we want to get everybody in here. Everybody wants to know. Everybody's got to know that DJ Storms is live right here on YouTube.com, talking about your mothers and your fathers and your brothers and your sisters and your aunts and your uncles and your grandmothers, and your grandfathers, and your second, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th cousins twice removed, 3 times removed, your dogs, your cats, and especially especially your guinea pigs, man, because I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if my computer just craps out on me right now, because I got so many articles lodged in my laptop talking about how DJ Storms are exposed to guinea pigs. I'm telling you, these guinea pigs, when they get a daily dose of DJ Storms, it's so good for their heart that they are said to live long, happy, healthy, fruitful lives. You are going to want to notify your guinea pigs that DJ Storms is on YouTube.com live. Of course, next week's a busy week. Like I said, we got next Thursday. Next Thursday is, of course, the rundown for WWE SummerSlam 2021 with Hibiki TMD. That is going to be at around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday of next week, Thursday, August 19th. So please make sure that if you are into SummerSlam, I don't really see why anyone would be into SummerSlam this year, but regardless, please make sure you share out the notification that next week, baby, next week on August 19th, 2021 at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, DJ Storms is going to be live on YouTube with none other than Hibiki TMD to talk about SummerSlam. We're going to dissect and analyze everything that's going down next Saturday, August 21st. And then, of course, before SummerSlam, actually, on August 21st, I would say around 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll set it to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, me and Joseph Conlon of the Big Fight Feel YouTube channel, he's going to be coming on my channel for the rundown for NXT Takeover 36. That's going to be on Saturday, August 21st at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time before SummerSlam goes live on Peacock. So set your calendar dates there. Tomorrow, Mr. Hibiki TMD, he is actually going to be uploading the Hibiki High Spots episode that me and him recorded, where we actually reviewed SummerSlam 1998. He's been on vacation this past week. We got it done just before he went on vacation, so please make sure you go over to the Hibiki TMD channel, subscribe to him, be sure to turn on that bell of his, so that way you will know whenever that video gets posted. He's supposed to post it tomorrow. I do want to shout out a few people, actually. Well, first things first, Blazed Radio and Top Rope Squishy, Big Boy Johnny, you are all fantastic. I saw that Mr. Rob Wells Jr. shared out the stream. I saw Dee Dee shared out the stream. I saw Top Rope Squishy promoting me because, of course, I'm going to be ranting a lot. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around for the rant. So please make sure you hit that like button when you come in. I know I'm talking about you, Top Rope Squishy. Please make sure hit that like button, Blazed Radio and Big Boy Johnny. Hit that like button when you come in. We got 11 likes so far. I do want to shout out some people, actually, and I want to get serious here for a little bit. First person I'd like to shout out is Hoolagrim. Hoolagrim, he has been a fantastic supporter of mine. He has been a very, very loyal supporter of mine in such a short amount of time. He's actually one of the newest members of the DJ Storms posse, and he actually recently just started supporting me about 5-6 weeks ago. He's going through a rough time as we speak because last week his mother recently passed away, and I know what it's like to lose a family member. I can't imagine losing my mother. You can never truthfully prepare for something like that. I don't know who I would be without my mother, and I know a lot of people in the chat, they owe a lot of their lives to their mothers, and I know for a fact that losing a parent, losing a mother, losing a father, it's perhaps the worst thing, one of the worst things in this world, and I would not wish that upon my worst enemy. So, Hoolagrim, if you're watching, I want to send out my condolences, my thoughts, my prayers. My heart is with you. I know everyone in this chat is going to be sending Hoolagrim thoughts and prayers because he is a fantastic guy. He is a loyal supporter. He's one of the nicest individuals that I've ever met on social media. So please send out some prayers to Mr. Hoolagrim. I know I'll probably see him a little bit later on in the chat, depending on whether or not he is either working or he's preparing for his mother's funeral. But nevertheless, my thoughts and prayers are with Hoolagrim, as well as everyone's thoughts and prayers. They are with you, Hoolagrim. I would also like to send out some special thoughts and prayers to Dee Dee as well. Dee Dee, a.k.a. Danielle, she has been one of the biggest supporters of mine for the last year and a half now. She has shared out my streams all the time. She has notified her followers. She's notified her Facebook friends, everyone that I'm live on YouTube. She has been so supportive. She wants me to make it big, even though I know I'm not going to make it big. But I know for a fact that Dee Dee, she has the biggest heart out of everyone that I've ever met. She's the best. She's my number one mod for a reason. She's my number one mod for a reason, and I want to send out my thoughts and prayers to Dee Dee and her family because her mother was recently transported into a hospice. Her mother was recently transported into a hospice, and I want everyone to send their thoughts and prayers to her. She's going to be visiting her mother on Sunday with her brother and her daughters, and I want to send out as many thoughts and prayers to Danielle as possible, and I hope your mother makes it out of this okay. I hope your family makes it out of this okay. I can't imagine what any one of you are going through. My heart absolutely breaks for you, and I really do hope that everyone here will also send out their thoughts and prayers to Danielle as well. She is a wonderful human being. She's a fantastic human being. She has a heart of gold. So please make sure you share out as many prayers to Danielle as possible. We're all here for you. And the final person I want to shout out, even though I've already shouted him out a couple of times, is Hibiki. Hibiki TMD. More on the happier side, I do want to shout out Hibiki TMD because for those of you who do not know, Hibiki recently got engaged. Hibiki TMD recently got engaged. He recently proposed to his girlfriend on Monday, I believe it was. He proposed to his girlfriend on Monday, so he is currently an engaged man, and next year he is going to be putting a ring on her finger, and he's going to be saying the words, "I do." I'm not sure if Hibiki is going to watch this back. He's actually still on vacation right now. He's hanging with his now fiance. So, people, please make sure you go to the Hibiki YouTube channel and comment on his video. Say DJ Storm sent you, and wish him a congratulations on his engagement as well. I wanted to make sure I shouted him out as well. Hibiki, he's been a fantastic supporter of the DJ Storms brand. We had a tumultuous beginning. We have a checkered past, but we have all smoothed that over. He is a fantastic guy. He's a great content creator. He has done a lot of great things for me, and I'm very, very happy to have collaborated with him. I cannot wait to collaborate with him next week for the rundown for SummerSlam as well, so congratulations to Hibiki. Now, if you guys have not hit the subscribe button, please make sure you hit that subscribe button when you come in. Hit that subscribe button when you come in and hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube because it's the only time you're going to get to see this glorious sideburn shin strap combination and this beautiful mustache right here. Give me 1 second. Earl Cole's not in the chat right now. I'm pretty sure he'll be coming into the chat later. We got the magic comb on display right here, so we're going to light it up here on a late Friday afternoon with a little and a dash of and a whole lot of Everybody, baby, everybody wants a piece of the Storms Meister. Everybody wants a piece of the Storms Meister, baby. Now then, enough of the self-brand promotion, the advertisements. Like I said, thoughts and prayers out to Hooligrim, thoughts and prayers out to Dee Dee, and a congratulations to Hibiki on his engagement. Let us get into the news, rumors, and reports. People, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to discuss. I know that Top Rope Squishy will approve of this. We're going to talk about AEW first. We're actually going to talk about AEW first, but not in a positive way, so she probably won't approve of that. But we're going to talk about AEW first, and we're going to talk about the situation that would happen with Max Caster, which is absolutely ridiculous. Apparently, Ringside News reported that Max Caster has been suspended for 2 months without pay, and he's been forced to attend sensitivity training. This came about because I believe it was last week on Dark, he made a rap about Simone Biles and her mental health. He was talking about the Duke lacrosse case. He trashed Julia Hart. And then this week, actually, Anthony Bowens was on Dark, and he was competing on Dark with new theme music without Max Caster in a singles match. Max Caster has also since removed all AEW mention from his Twitter handle and his Instagram account. Now, before I say what I'm going to say next, listen to me. I love Tony Khan. I love Tony Khan. I love his vision. I love everything that he has done with AEW. I love that he's given everyone equal opportunity. I love the format of the show. I love how he's put a focus on wins and losses. I love the fact that everything that he is doing with AEW has been straightforward, right down to the wire, no bullshit. Everything has just flowed very, very nicely. He's building an empire, and I love that about Tony Khan. Tony Khan is a fantastic booker. He won Booker of the Year for a reason. Dynamite is the best fucking show on weekly television. Plain and simple. It's not opinion, that's fact. But holy shit. Tony Khan, with this move, he ousted himself as a hypersensitive, woke, liberal pussy. I'm sorry. This entire scenario is absolutely fucking ridiculous. I don't give a shit who you are. Max Caster said nothing wrong whatsoever. He said nothing wrong whatsoever. He did nothing wrong. This is just another case of people on social media being social justice warrior pussies and blowing everything out of proportion. I want everyone to get that through their thick skulls. And then some people have the balls to compare this to the Sammy Guevara incident. Let me bring all of you back down to earth and educate you uneducated swines, okay? Sammy Guevara went on a podcast out of character and said something stupid. Now, nobody had any right to try and dig that up and cost him his career after 4 years. No one had a right to do that. But however, he still shouldn't have said that. But he said something stupid on a podcast out of character. Max Caster is playing a fictional character. He is a heel. He is a heel, okay? You know what a heel's job is to do? Get you to boo them. Max Caster is doing his job. You're supposed to dislike what he says. You're supposed to hate what he says. And yet some people are trying to make this out to be a big deal. Let me clarify something to you. This whole Simone Biles incident, it's a bunch of bullshit, okay? It was nothing more than a mainstream media headline to generate attention. Simone Biles is not suicidal. She's not cutting herself. She didn't even make a comment. She didn't even make a fucking comment on what happened with Max Caster, okay? Simone Biles is just going through the same thing that everyone else in the world has gone through. Self-doubt and anxiety. She's going to be just fine. She's going to come back stronger than ever. People blew it out of proportion just like they blew everything else out of proportion. And then you got the whole Duke lacrosse incident. All the charges were dropped. All of those charges were dropped and everything smoothed over. So why the fuck are you mad about it? And on top of that, the whole incident, it took place on Dark. If this was on Dynamite and the TNT executives said something to Tony Khan, that I would understand. Even though the TNT executives, they're still a bunch of woke liberal pussies. Anyway, regardless of that, the whole thing absolutely blown out of proportion. I am thoroughly disappointed in Tony Khan. I'm thoroughly disappointed in Tony Khan. In a day and age where everyone is cookie cutter, everyone is generic, everyone is just so down to earth and walking on eggshells, a guy like Max Caster who just jumps off your screen with these raps and just commands everyone's attention, you're really going to try and suppress him all because of a bunch of fucking social justice warriors and bots blew shit out of proportion? No, what he said was not offensive. You're just a fucking pussy. Plain and simple. You're a soft-skinned bitch, and I am fucking ashamed. I really am. I am fucking ashamed to breathe the same air as some of these hypersensitive bitches. I love Tony Khan, but holy shit. Holy shit. He ousted himself as a woke liberal doofus. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. The whole thing was blown out of proportion. If you're offended by it, thicken up your skin. Plain and simple. Max Caster said nothing wrong. End of story, period. Just needed to get that out of the way. Trust me, I'm going to be ranting on a lot more. I saw Hula Grim is in the chat. Hula Grim, I actually shouted you out earlier, and I told everyone to send their thoughts and prayers to you. Hula Grim's mother just passed away. Please send your thoughts and prayers to Hula Grim. He is a fantastic guy. He has been one of the best supporters that I've had in such a short amount of time. He started supporting me 5 weeks ago. Please send your thoughts and prayers to Hula Grim. Hula Grim is a fantastic individual. My heart is with you, brother. But I needed to get that out of the way. I needed to get the Max Caster incident out of the way because everyone's a fucking pussy. Everyone needs to calm down. It's not that serious. And nothing should ever be blown out of proportion like the whole Max Caster incident was. That's the Max Caster incident. Let's talk about Adam Cole. Let's talk about Adam Cole. One of the best pro wrestlers, if not the best pro wrestler on the planet, not named Kenny Omega. There were reports going around last week that Tony Khan apparently offered Adam Cole an AEW contract. Wrestling Observer Radio and Fightful clarified that the report that Adam Cole was offered an AEW contract was false. Now, I expected that. I expected that simply because of the fact that there's no way that Tony Khan would go off and offer Adam Cole an AEW contract when he's still under contract with NXT. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that specifically because of the fact that that's illegal. That's illegal. You can't offer someone a contract while they're still under contract with someone else. If that contract expires, then you can offer him a contract. So I knew that that report was false right then and there. WWE sources indicated that Adam Cole was backstage before Smackdown on Fox last week, and he had what was being called a high-level meeting with Vince McMahon. Apparently, Vince McMahon related to Adam Cole on a personal level. This led to the Wrestling Observer newsletter stating a report that Adam Cole was offered a contract worth $1 million. Yes, Dr. Evil, $1 million per year. After that came out, another report came out from Ringside News stating that WWE is in no rush to re-sign Adam Cole. And they don't even care. WWE just, they're playing this very lackadaisical, and if he does re-sign, the plans are being described as it wouldn't be exciting for the fans. You roll all this up into one, and it's just one big fucking mess. First off, like I said, I knew the report that Adam Cole was offered an AEW contract. I knew that that was false. Sources say Adam Cole had a high-level meeting with Vince McMahon. Let me tell you something. Vince McMahon, he is the most manipulative son of a bitch in the wrestling industry right now. I hope to fucking God that Adam Cole is not buying into this bullshit, especially after what happened during Smackdown last week, which we're going to talk about. Trust me, we got a lot of shit to rant about. We got a lot of shit to talk about. But Adam Cole, he had a high-level meeting with Vince McMahon. He was offered a contract with $1 million. But now, sources are saying, they don't care. They're very lackadaisical. WWE's acting like, if he signs, he signs. And we won't really push him too much. But if he doesn't sign, we don't care. We don't need Adam Cole anyway because he's a fucking midget. This company's absolutely lost their fucking minds. They've lost their fucking minds, I'm telling you. And Adam Cole, listen, I am going to continue to be a fan of Adam Cole no matter where he goes because he's Adam Cole. He's one of the best pro wrestlers, if not the best pro wrestler on the planet. But I swear to God, if Adam Cole resigns with this company after everything that has taken place and the reports that have come out, I'm telling you right now, I will have lost all respect for Adam Cole. I will have lost all respect for him, and he gets every last bit of karma that's coming to him. The only pro for Adam Cole staying with WWE is the money. And after what happened last week during Smackdown, he could be terminated at any given moment. So why would you even want to take that risk? Like I said, Vince McMahon, he is the most manipulative son of a bitch in the wrestling industry. He will butter up Adam Cole and say he's going to give Adam Cole this and he's going to give Adam Cole that. But when it comes down to it all, unless you have a famous last name, unless you look like Karrion Kross, and even then Karrion Kross is doing shit on the main roster, you're not going to succeed. The only way Adam Cole succeeds on the main roster, if he's banging Lady Luck every single night from the moment he signs that dotted line. If he's lucky, he's going to be a U.S. champion at best. If he's lucky, people are saying he's going to be the next Shawn Michaels. People are saying he's going to be the next Shawn Michaels. He'll be the next Dolph Ziggler at best. He will never main event WrestleMania. He will never win a world championship. Why? Because WWE is out of touch and they don't push people like Adam Cole. Guys like CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, they were lucky to get the accomplishments that they got. But they were never the man in WWE. WWE never fully got behind him. They didn't. Adam Cole will never achieve the same success that he achieved in NXT because Vince McMahon does not know what the fuck he's doing in this era and this generation of professional wrestling anymore, and that is fact. That is fact. Adam Cole will be stuck in mid-card purgatory. Worst case scenario, he's going to be chasing around the 24/7 title with Akira Tozawa pulling ninja power on him. He's going to be chasing around fucking Reginald as Reginald's flipping off of production crates, running away in the parking lot, doing 17 fucking backflips in a row to get away from Adam Cole. If Adam Cole resigns, I'll continue to be a fan, but he's got every last bit of karma coming to him. If he resigns, he's the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. He's the dumbest motherfucker on the planet. I know Hula Grim mentioned this in the chat. This was actually going to be my next topic. Keith Lee actually came out and he stated why he was gone for so long. So he did contract COVID, but then after that, he actually had problems with his heart. He posted a 6-minute video stating that his heart was inflamed, and he had multiple MRIs and they got worse, but as time went on, the inflammation in his heart actually went down. Obviously, that could have caused a heart attack, possibly much worse. So Keith Lee, he finally came out and he stated why. Does he have the right to his privacy? Yeah. It's kind of weird that it took this long to come out. But regardless of that, I'm glad that Keith Lee's okay. I'm glad that he's doing all right. I'm glad that everything was taken care of. I'm glad that Keith Lee is healthy. We'll have to see what happens, but at the same point in time, that still doesn't change the fact that he's still going to be buried on television week in and week out. Whatever happened and whatever reason why he was gone, don't really matter. But look, I'm happy he's okay. I'm happy he's healthy. But at the end of the day, is Vince going to push him? No. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, he reported that there were conversations being held about making NXT Takeover 36 the first show outside of WWE's Performance Center, aka outside of the Capitol Wrestling Center. There should have been, and you know what? It should take place outside of the Capitol Wrestling Center, because if there's one thing that NXT has suffered from, it's this pandemic and the fact that they can't do takeovers in front of large crowds. That's what makes takeover. You need that large atmosphere. You need that big time energy. And the fact that we haven't gotten that in a year and a half, it's fucking depressing. You got all of these shows, they're going back to live fans. Raw is going back to live fans. Smackdown, AEW. Why not NXT? Even these fucking indie shows are going back to live fans. Why isn't NXT TakeOver going back on the road? Are you telling me you can't find a small arena in Las Vegas and do TakeOver then in front of a large fucking crowd? Especially with the card that we got. We got a damn good fucking card. Why aren't we going to get a live crowd? And it just adds to what I'm going to talk about next. And trust me, I got a lot of shit to talk about next. This is beyond anything that I'm ever going to talk about, and it just validates everything that I've said about Vince McMahon and everything that I've said about the main roster. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around, each and every single one of you, because this rant, I'm telling you, I feel like every single week, I rant about something new. I feel like every single week for like the last 4 to 5 weeks, I have been subjected to a topic that I just rant and rave about until I am fucking blue in the face. I'm gonna try with this next topic. I'm really gonna try. I'm gonna try with this next topic to keep myself a little bit under control, but I can't really make any promises to anyone. So please, strap in, people. Sean Ross Sapp. I don't like Sean, but I'm actually going to take it easy on him. Because I just don't feel like ranting on him. I'm going to take it easy on him. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful broke the news during Smackdown last week that WWE had cut 13 NXT superstars. The releases are as follows: Desmond Troy, Zachariah Smith, Steven Smith, who's a referee, Giant Zangier, who was a part of the recent NXT India PC recruits, Asher Hale, Ari Sterling, Leon Ruff, Jake Atlas, Kona Reeves, Tyler Rust, Mercedes Martinez, and Bobby Fish, and Bronson Reed. Andrew Zarian of the Mat Men podcast reported that there are still more releases to come, and they actually had plans for Bronson Reed before he got called up to the main roster. But during the tryouts, according to Ringside News, Bronson Reed apparently did not impress Vince McMahon. He didn't impress Vince McMahon. PW Insider is apparently reporting that WWE has plans to repackage NXT with a new logo, new lighting, and a different format to the show. It was said that they want to put a focus on younger talent. The house cleaning that took place last week was apparently part of that process and plan. According to a report from Fightful Select, the WWE releases will become a regular thing going forward. The site wrote, and I quote, "Vince McMahon can personally put a stop to any of these," the source noted, "but the decisions are always a collaborative effort." The outlet also confirmed that more releases are expected. In fact, it will be a regular news item moving forward. And the final report, Dave Meltzer reported that Vince McMahon issued an edict to completely change the format of NXT. Dave Meltzer stated, and I quote, "Paul Levesque, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels didn't have anything to do with the cuts. It was done by Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, John Laurinaitis, and the basic gist is that NXT is going to change in some ways. They think the competitors are too small and too old." Meltzer continued by saying, and I quote, "The basic feeling is that they lost the war. When it came to trying to have NXT compete with AEW and indie promotions, WWE is reportedly looking to go back to the previous developmental system of hiring younger and bigger wrestlers that the company feels can headline WrestleMania. Meltzer then read off what he was told from a WWE source regarding what the company is looking for which is as follows, and I quote, "No more midgets. No one starting in their 30s. They want people who can be box office attractions and main characters." Triple H, this actually came out today from Ringside News, Triple H was also blamed for losing the war against AEW. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to begin with that. I don't. Where do I start? What do I say? Where do I even start? Where do I start? All I can do is laugh. All I can do is laugh, because if I don't, I will end up throwing this table through the window. Where do I start with this? I guess I'll start here. I'll start with this. If anyone does not get angry, if anyone does not get angry and anyone does not have a problem with anything that I just read off, you are the exact fucking problem with the wrestling community. You do not have passion. You do not have a brain. You are a fucking cancer, and you should not be anywhere near the term professional wrestling. Should not be anywhere near the term professional wrestling whatsoever. Should not be anywhere near the term professional wrestling at all. You want to know what's funny? Do you want to know what's funny? You want to know what's really fucking laughable to me? You want to know? I find it funny how when AEW first came around, I remember when AEW announced that they were going to become a thing, I remember all of these individuals jumping for joy. I remember all these individuals jumping for joy. They were all happy. They were all dandy. They were doing backflips. They were getting all giddy and excited because they thought that AEW was going to be the deciding factor. AEW was going to be the promotion. AEW was going to be the one thing that lit a fire under Vince McMahon. AEW was going to be the one thing that brought WWE out of this dark era. AEW was going to be the one thing that was going to bring WWE back to prominence, and they weren't going to be lazy anymore. It was going to kill this laziness mentality, and everyone was going to rejoice because Vince McMahon was finally going to start putting effort into his television programs. Raw was going to be better. Smackdown was going to be better. The WWE product was finally going to be better. We were finally going to get decent television because healthy competition helps everything. Healthy competition sparks up some good shit. Healthy competition is able to generate a sense of urgency, right? We all thought that this was going to be the one factor. AEW was going to bring WWE out of their dark ages. Did that happen? Of course not. Of course not. And why didn't that happen? Well, the story is as follows. And it goes back well before AEW was even a thing. It goes back well before AEW was even a thought in the minds of Cody and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. Goes back long before that. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Let's take a trip down memory lane all the way back to 2012. 2012, when NXT became a thing. They were FCW at the time, and they were barely drawing anything. They were generating no buzz. They were generating no interest. But Triple H, he assembled a team. Right? He assembled a team, and he went against the grain. And he He went against all these main roster mentalities. He went against Vince McMahon. He went against Kevin Dunn. He went against all of these main roster ideologies, right? He went against all these main roster ideologies, and he did something different. He did something different. He focused on wins and losses. He focused on developing intriguing storylines, intriguing characters. He focused on developing a wrestling promotion for the fans. He focused on pushing superstars, no matter their height, no matter their look, no matter their age. He focused on the talent that they have. They focused on the talent that all of these superstars possessed, no matter their look. He went against everything that the main roster was doing. He went against the grain, and he did everything the opposite of Vince McMahon. He put on good television with good storylines, great characters. He pushed people that the fans wanted. He listened to the audience, no matter if the fans were cheering a big guy or a small guy or a guy that had short black hair or long blonde hair. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. And then NXT became bigger and bigger and bigger. I remember that first NXT show. I remember that first live NXT show on the WWE Network. When the WWE Network first launched, I remember that NXT show at the end of February in 2014. I believe it was NXT Arrival. NXT Arrival. When Bo Dallas and Pac main evented the show in a ladder match for the NXT Championship. I remember it like it was yesterday. And from that moment on, we were off to the races. And we were a part of something special. Week after week, month after month, year after year, NXT became bigger. It expanded. It grew. We saw a revolution before our very eyes, and NXT became the hottest thing on the fucking planet. NXT was the place to be. NXT was the #1 wrestling promotion on the planet. Triple H created a juggernaut. He created a juggernaut to a point where after a certain amount of time, Triple H, he started gaining all of this praise. He was looked at as a hero. He was looked at as a god. How many fucking times were people just overly showering Triple H, overly showering him with praise, overly showering him with admiration, just bowing to his feet and just praising the work that he was doing with NXT, just creating this juggernaut, creating all of these future stars, creating a product that everyone can be interested in, that everyone can be attracted to, that everyone can be invested in, that we can invest our time in on a weekly basis. You don't think that Vince McMahon was aware of that? You don't think that Vince's team, you don't think that his team was scrolling through social media and they saw all of these people on social media just praising Triple H, using the hashtag #SaveUsHHH. Triple H needs to take over the company. Vince McMahon, please retire. Vince McMahon can't cut it anymore. Vince McMahon is out of touch. Triple H is putting on the best show in the business right now. You don't think Vince McMahon's team was aware of that? You don't think Vince McMahon's team saw that? You don't think Vince McMahon's team brought that news right back to Vincent Kennedy McMahon? You don't think Vince was aware of that? You don't think that Vince McMahon was aware of every single little bit of praise that Triple H was getting? You don't think that Vince McMahon was aware of everything that Triple H was doing, and every single person that praised Triple H, saying that he was the best booker in the industry? How many times that NXT won best ever awards of whatever fucking wrestling award show? Don't you think that Vince McMahon's ego was penetrated every single time a #SaveUsHHH hashtag was trending on social media, or the fact that people were saying that Vince was out of touch? You don't think his ego was bruised after hearing all that shit? And Vince McMahon will never admit that he's wrong. Vince McMahon will never admit that he's wrong. Why? He surrounds himself with all these fucking yes men. He surrounds himself with all these yes men that CM Punk talked about a decade ago in the Pipe Bomb, which is still perhaps the greatest promo of the modern era to date. All these yes men that are going to tell him that he's right, that are going to say that he's doing a great job, and they're going to shower him with praise and kiss his feet and gag on his testicles. And Vince McMahon's ego, it just grows and grows and grows and grows to a point where Vince is going to look at Triple H. Vince looked at Triple H and he went, how fucking dare you? How fucking dare you upstage me? Because that's exactly what Triple H was doing. He was upstaging Vince McMahon. And it wasn't just with these takeovers. It was week after week after week after week. 1 hour of NXT television was better than 5 hours of Raw and SmackDown combined. Plain and simple. And Vince McMahon looked at Triple H and he went, how fucking dare you defy me? I'm Vince McMahon. I am Jesus Christ, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. No one upstages me. What I'm doing is right. What you're doing is wrong. How dare you go against my ideologies? How dare you go against my mentalities? You will take a knee and bow down to the almighty Vince. It's exactly what he was thinking. It's exactly what he was thinking. So what did he do? Well, before AEW was even a thing, he picked and chose who came up from NXT, put them on the main roster, and he mistreated them. He mishandled them. He buried them, or he fired them when all was said and done. And then AEW came around. AEW came around, and Vince McMahon, he didn't see AEW as competition, although he does, but he doesn't. He does, but he doesn't. So AEW clearly is competition, but that wasn't the first thing on his mind. The first thing on his mind he saw when, AEW, they're going on Wednesdays. You know what else on Wednesdays? NXT's on Wednesdays. So what did he do? He took NXT from the WWE Network. Took it from the WWE Network and put it on the USA Network. Made it 2 hours. And he thought to himself, hey, if AEW doesn't go out of business, at least I'll have the luxury of destroying the one show within my company that's been upstaging me because I didn't create this, so it's shit. I don't need this brand. So you know what? Who cares? Vince McMahon deliberately put NXT on the USA Network to kill it, to destroy it. Destroy it. Use AEW as an opportunity to destroy NXT, to get back at Triple H, because Vince McMahon is too stubborn to admit that he's wrong. He's too stubborn to admit that he just can't cut it anymore. He's too stubborn to admit that his mentalities and his ideologies do not work in this era anymore. And after what happened last week during SmackDown, Vince McMahon, especially considering he got more control over NXT, when NXT really, they realized that, hey, NXT's not putting AEW out of business, so we'll just keep it on the USA Network to stifle AEW's momentum and growth, and then we'll just kill the brand afterwards. They were forced off of Wednesdays onto Tuesdays because they were getting their asses handed to them by AEW every single week. They were forced onto Tuesdays by the USA Network, and now look at them. They're no better than they were 1 year ago. They're actually worse than they were a year ago. They're worse than they were a year ago. And Vince McMahon, he finally got his wish. 13 NXT superstars were released. Desmond Troy, never given an opportunity. Never given an opportunity. Zachariah Smith, never given an opportunity. Steven Smith, he's a referee. Why are you signing these people to be referees if you're just going to fire them? Giant Zangier, never given an opportunity. Asher Hale, Ari Sterling, Leon Ruff, and Jake Atlas. Now listen, I'm not saying that all of these guys are going to go on to become main event guys. I'm not saying that they're all going to go on to become an NXT champion or they're going to go on to have luxurious careers on the main roster. But Triple H, there were reports that Triple H wanted to rejuvenate the cruiserweight division. He wanted to rejuvenate the cruiserweight division, and he wanted to get shit back on track with the cruiserweight division and make the cruiserweight division a major box office draw. And these four guys could have been solid hands in the division. Asher Hale and Leon Ruff actually had matches that were pre-taped for 205 Live last week, right after SmackDown, and then they were released during the fucking show. Same thing with Ari Sterling. He was wrestling Kushida, I believe. I'm not saying that all these guys are going to become main event guys, but holy shit, you just fucking stifled Triple H's plans to rejuvenate the Cruiserweight division right before our very eyes. 205 Live, that's another brand that should just die. It should have died a long time ago. I don't know what the point of even having that brand is. But who knows? Maybe one of these guys could have broken through. Maybe one of these guys could have broken out and became something more than just a solid hand in the Cruiserweight division. But these guys could have absolutely been solid hands in the Cruiserweight division to generate interest in the championship and the division as a whole and make NXT better. Jake Atlas actually tweeted out that it was his 5-year anniversary as a professional wrestler. It was his 5-year anniversary as a professional wrestler. You know what WWE did? They fucking fired him on his 5-year anniversary as a professional wrestler. Need I say more? Kona Reeves. He's had a few gimmick changes here and there, but he didn't really make an impact in NXT. Apparently, he was working hard on the PC. There was potential that he was going to come back to television with a new gimmick. Now he's gone. He didn't even have an opportunity to showcase to us what he could do. Same thing with the next guy, Tyler Rust. They don't have a fucking clue about what's going on down there. Tyler Rust was given the opportunity. He's a very good wrestler, but he has no personality whatsoever. So what does Triple H do? He decides to repackage Tyler Rust and put him in Diamond Mine. With Hideki Suzuki, Roderick Strong, and Malcolm Bivens. He's given the opportunity, and he could very well finally have the opportunity to break out with this faction. And what happens? After 5 weeks of being together, they just fucking release him. So Diamond Mine is already down a member, and now it's pretty much just Malcolm Bivens, Roderick Strong, and Hideki Suzuki. He hasn't even uttered a word, and he hasn't competed once. So it's pretty much just Roderick Strong. So Roderick Strong, at the end of the day, he's the only guy that matters. Never even given an opportunity to showcase to us what he can do. Put in a faction 5 weeks ago, and this company, they just fucking fire him. They don't have a fucking clue on what's going on down there. Mercedes Martinez. I find it funny how Triple H always hypes up the women's division. Don't you think that Mercedes Martinez could have been a solid hand on Monday Night Raw in the women's division? Because God knows that division needs help. They got Discount Mighty Molly running around as the Raw Women's Champion. Why not have Mercedes Martinez get called up to Raw and actually add some fucking legitimacy and intrigue to that dying division? Forget about it dying, it's already dead. Why not have her on Raw to help rejuvenate that women's division? Because God knows that women's division needs help. And then, why not keep her around to train the new incoming women PC recruits? You just fucking fired Mercedes Martinez for absolutely no reason. Meanwhile, Mercedes Martinez could have been a solid hand to help you generate interest in the women's division on Raw if she wasn't going anywhere in NXT. But this is what WWE thinks of women's wrestling. 2-minute matches, Nikki Trash, Eva Marie, Alexa Bliss doing voodoo satanic demonic magic with Lily winking and hypnotizing Piper Niven. Bobby Fish, another one that could have been a solid hand in the Cruiserweight division. I'm not saying that he was going to be a main eventer, but he could have been a solid hand in the Cruiserweight division to help generate some interest in the Cruiserweight division. And then when he's done and retired, he could have helped train up-and-coming talent. Plain and simple. How do you not think about that? You don't think about the future of your company? And speaking of the future, the last one that was probably the biggest one of them all, Bronson Reed. I don't even know where to begin with Bronson Reed. There were plans in place. There were plans in place for Bronson Reed, but apparently Vince wasn't impressed. He wasn't impressed with his tryout. If that does not tell you that Vince McMahon is out of fucking touch, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Everyone's always going to point the finger at me and people like me. This just proves it. This proves it. How you don't find any value in Bronson Reed is beyond me. What exactly do you expect the guy to do? How are you not impressed with Bronson Reed? No wonder why Keith Lee's not being pushed. Oh, because he's a fat guy, right? Bronson Reed was a guy that reminded everyone of the classic NXT. Bronson Reed is a guy who fought his way up the rankings, and with every passing week, with every passing month, he got better and better and better and better. Bronson Reed, his presentation, his wrestling ability, his promo ability, week by week by week, Bronson Reed got better, and Bronson Reed was on his way to being the next big thing. Bronson Reed was on his way to being the next big thing. A lot of people were comparing him to Bam Bam Bigelow. He came out wearing Bam Bam Bigelow inspired gear at a takeover just 1 year ago. This guy 3 months ago beat Johnny Gargano in a steel cage match to win the NXT North American Championship. The North American Championship was in his hands. He dropped it to Isaiah Swerve Scott. Way too soon, by the way. But he was going to get called up to the main roster, even though it was still way too soon. He was going to get called up to the main roster, and Vince McMahon was unimpressed. So instead of sending him back down to NXT, giving him to Triple H, they just decided to fire him. If that does not make you mad, I don't know what to tell you. You should not be watching pro wrestling. I don't know what to fucking tell you. If this is the end result of everyone that comes up through NXT, if someone like Bronson Reed or anyone in that case comes up through the rankings and fights to get better, works his ass off to get better week by week by week by week by week, gets better in the ring, gets better on the microphone, gets better in presentation, and he's just an overall fantastic performer. All because you don't see anything in him. No, we don't need him. He means nothing. Who the fuck are you? To say that this guy can't be something? All because you don't see anything in him. Aren't the fans the lifeblood of the WWE? Clearly not. They're editing crowd reactions left and right on Raw and Smackdown. And I'm going to ask this as a fan. I'm not asking this as an analyst. I'm not asking this as a YouTuber. I'm not asking this as a podcaster. I'm not asking this as DJ Storms. I am asking this as a straight-up one-on-one wrestling fan. I am asking this as Dominic Sparacia, Triple H, everyone involved with NXT. What is the point of anyone spending 2 hours of their time? What is the point of anyone taking time out of their lives to watch NXT and get invested in all this great talent if the end result is them getting called up to the main roster and being mishandled, mistreated, ruined, buried, or terminated when all is said and done? What is the point? What is the point of even having NXT to begin with? The brand is dead and it will never recover. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. NXT is pointless. It's pointless at this rate. I am not even going to cover the show after TakeOver 36. After TakeOver 36, I am done. I am done reviewing NXT. You know what I'm going to replace it with? AEW Rampage, which starts tonight. That's what I'm going to do. They're discussing major changes to NXT. They're repackaging it with the new logo, new lighting, different format. They're focusing on younger talent. The house cleaning was part of that. Are you fucking serious? Younger talent, isn't that what they were doing? Isn't that what they were doing? There's maybe 3 or 4 people on NXT that are in their late 30s, early 40s. Everyone else, they're in their 20s, maybe early 30s at most. NXT's full of young talent. NXT is fucking full of young talent. All of a sudden, now you're putting a focus on young talent. That's what they've been doing. That's what they've been doing. New logo. They just got a new logo. They just got a new theme music. It's like they want to make it as glossy and polished as the main roster is right now. It's like they want to make it Monday Night Raw light. You fucking serious? With Adam Cole apparently being offered a $1 million contract, I don't know why anyone would even entertain the idea of signing with this company after what happened and after the report that these releases are supposed to be a reoccurring thing. WWE just looks at everyone as a fucking number. All they do is look at people as money-making props. If they feel they can't make money off of them, they just let them go. They don't listen to the fans. They don't listen to anyone because they're stubborn, greedy, demented pricks. Triple H was blamed for losing the war to AEW. He was never going to win the war to begin with. Vince McMahon was the one that started the war. They didn't start the war. AEW didn't start the war. If AEW started the war, it would have been a war right out of the gate with AEW going either on Mondays or Fridays. They think the competitors are too small and too old. I'm really trying hard. I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying my fucking damnedest not to break this table. Swear to God right now. Too small and too old. No more midgets. No one starting in their 30s. They want people who can be box office attractions and main characters. No more midgets. So, by that logic, you just buried CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, and Finn Balor all with one comment. Daniel Bryan main evented WrestleMania twice, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Oh no, he means nothing, he's too small. CM Punk, 434 days as WWE Champion. No, it means nothing. AJ Styles in 5 years accumulated a career that anyone in this business would kill for in the WWE in 5 years. Oh no, he means nothing. Oh, Finn Balor, oh yeah, he beat Roman Reigns on his first night. He's the first ever Universal Champion. Finn Balor's currently floating around the Universal title picture as we speak. He's currently floating around the fucking title picture with Reigns and Cena as we speak. But no, he means nothing because he's a midget. He's too small. No one starting in their 30s. Really, no one in their 30s. So by that logic, you just buried 85% of your roster. Because I know Roman Reigns sure as hell ain't 24. I know Seth Rollins sure as hell ain't 24. I know Apollo Crews. I know Big E. I know Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. I know they're all over their 30s. Yeah, sure. No one in their 30s. Really? No one in their 30s. But yet John Cena came back. And he's in the main event of SummerSlam fighting Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. No one in their 30s, really, but yet Edge is in a high-profile match at SummerSlam against Seth Rollins. But no one in their 30s, but yet Bill Goldberg came back, and he's getting a WWE Championship match against Bobby Lashley. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Goldberg's a nice, healthy 26, right? They want people who could be box office attractions and main characters. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you to say that these people can't be box office attractions and main characters just because they're either under 6'2" or they're over 30? Are you fucking serious? I could take Marco Stunt if I wanted to. Not that I'm a fan of him, but I could take Marco Stunt if I wanted to, and I could make him a box office attraction for my wrestling company and my show. Why? It's 2021. It's not 1997. Size does not matter, and size should not be holding anyone back in the year 2021. It is all about how you book them and how you portray them. If you book them strong, if you portray them correctly, they will be a box office attraction. I am sick and fucking tired of this I'm sick and fucking tired of a deluded, out-of-touch mentality from a 75-year-old fuck who should have retired a decade and a half ago. And what's even more disgusting is that there are people who are actually going to agree with what Vince McMahon has said because they're just mind-numbingly stupid. They're the most retarded human beings on the face of this planet. I'm here to tell you right now, if you agree with anything that Vince McMahon says, if you agree with any of these reports, you are the fucking problem. And I hate you. I hate you with my burning fucking black heart. Fuck you. Fuck the money that this company's making. Fuck the casual wrestling fans. Fuck sports entertainment. Fuck this new edict. And fuck Vince McMahon. Fuck them. Damn them all. Damn them all to hell. And let them rot. I don't even want to do this anymore. I just want to end the stream right there. It's days like this. It's days like this where I wish that I never created this. I wish I never created... I wish I never created the Rundown. I wish I never created the LFU. I wish I never created the DJ Storms brand. I wish I never created social media. I wish I never created DJ Storms, period. I am disgusted. I am absolutely fucking disgusted at this company. I've been a fan of this company for 13 years. I am 22 years old. More than half of my life. More than half of my life. And I have never been more disappointed in the WWE than I am right now. I've never been more disappointed in the WWE than I am right now. I'm so sick and fucking tired of this. They have just destroyed everyone's passion for professional wrestling. NXT is officially dead. He's officially dead. NXT is dead. No one gives a shit. Nobody will give a shit. And NXT, from here on out, there's literally nothing good about the company outside of Roman Reigns and RK Bro. And even then, I'm not sure how long that's going to last. Not even sure how long that's going to last. I've never been more disappointed. I've never been more frustrated than I am right now. And yes, I'm still going to watch. Why? Because of this. I don't blame anyone, though. I don't blame anyone that has stopped watching this company, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT altogether. And again, the only reason why I'm still doing it is because of this. It's because I got a good chunk of people that are going to take time out of their weekends to watch me. They're going to take time out of their days to watch me talk about this shit. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. I would not be DJ Storms. I would not be watching this company whatsoever. But I don't even want to do this anymore. This company has just destroyed my love for the sport because of their sick fucking deluded mentality, their out of touch fucking mentality, and their greediness. And it seems like the report from a few months ago, it seems like it's ringing true. Seems like it's ringing true. WWE is planning on selling the company. When? I have no fucking idea. To whom? I don't know. I don't know. Some people have said Disney. Some people have said Fox. Some people have said NBC Universal. More and more and more, it looks like it's leaning more towards NBC Universal. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe Peacock is owned by NBC Universal. Peacock is owned by NBC Universal. NXT and Raw, they are on the USA Network, which of course is owned by NBC Universal. And then, if I'm not mistaken, they could just be riding out the rest of this Fox deal, and then they're going to move SmackDown back over to USA Network, and that's going to be the deciding factor, the deciding nail in the coffin, and they're going to sell WWE to NBC Universal. And Vince McMahon's not going to have to worry about it. Vince McMahon don't care about the future because it's going to be in the hands of somebody else. It's going to be in the hands of somebody else. And Vince McMahon, you know, he's probably buddy-buddy with the NBC Universal executives and the USA executives. You probably know that they're not going to change Vince McMahon's image. They're going to do what Vince McMahon asks, because Vince McMahon, he wants to keep this sports entertainment vibe to WWE. Especially with Nick Khan in the fucking conference call saying, oh yeah, WWE's not a wrestling company. I would not be surprised if they sell the WWE to NBC Universal with all these fucking cuts. With it being a reoccurring thing, they don't need to cut anybody. Don't give me the fucking excuse, oh yeah, it's a business. They're making the most money that they've ever made. They don't need to cut anybody. NXT is officially dead, and I don't even know what else I could say. I don't know. I don't know what else I could say. I don't know what else I could say anymore. I don't know what else I can rant about. I don't know what else I could possibly go over that I haven't already gone over. What I said here, it's no different than what someone else has already said. There have been various people that have already talked about this topic. People that are bigger than me, people who are smaller than me in terms of YouTube views and likes. A lot of people have talked about this topic. What I say is no different than what other people are going to say. I'm just one of a crowd. I'm just one of a crowd. I feel sorry. I feel sorry for everyone that got fired. I feel sorry for Triple H. I feel sorry for everyone down in NXT. And with the fact that WrestleVotes are tweeting out there's a lot of tension backstage in NXT, I wouldn't be surprised if the takeover that we see on August 22nd is the last takeover. Wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. A company that everyone loves because of all the talent that we know can make it. Fucking ruined. Fucking ruined by a deluded, out-of-touch old fuck that is too stubborn to admit that he was wrong and Triple H was right. So he destroyed NXT. He used AEW to destroy NXT because he was envious that Triple H was doing things better than him, and he was envious that Triple H was upstaging him week after week after week after week. I don't know what else I could say. I don't know what else I can say. And if anyone disagrees or tries to defy what I just said right there, you're the fucking problem. Everything that I said in the last 45 minutes relating to this, it was not opinion, it was fact. It was 1000% fact. And if you don't like it, you can suck my dick. Get the fuck out of my mentions, get the fuck out of my chat, and get the fuck out of my wrestling community. We got 4 shows to go over. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway because I know that I got 13 people in. We got 14 people in here. We got 17 likes. I know Hula Grim, Danielle, Dee, Duke, Togo, 13. I know Rob Wells Jr., Matt Moody's in the building. Thank you, Matt Moody. Blazed Radio, Earl Cole, Adam Carl. I know everyone wants to see me go over NXT. I know everyone wants to see me go over Raw, wants to see me rant. I know. 18 likes. You guys are fantastic. You guys are absolutely fantastic. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. 19 likes. Holy shit. You guys are spoiling me, man. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Thank you guys for hanging around. I needed to let that all out. I needed to let that all out. I've been holding that in. Since last week. I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to have something else to rant about next week. But we'll see. But I just had to let all of that out. I'm fucking pissed. I'm fucking pissed. Anyway, Danielle, I don't take no shots. I'll be good, trust me. I'll be good once I get through the Monday Night Raw review. We're actually going to talk about Monday Night Raw next, which was terrible. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. So I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you for stopping by. Hanson the Man, Duke, Hula Grim, Danielle, everyone. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. You guys are fantastic. Let's get into the Monday Night Raw review. Have a blessed weekend, Mr. Earl Cole. I greatly appreciate you. Let's get into the weekly show reviews. Monday Night Raw, which was terrible as per usual. I swear to God, I really wish that, again, I wish I never created the DJ Storms brand so I wouldn't have to watch this shit. Terrible fucking show. Randy Orton kicked off the show, took the mic, he says, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw," before Matt Riddle made his way to the ring. He says, "Randy, I missed you so much, bro. Where did you go?" So the crowd were chanting, "RK, bro." You could tell Randy Orton's having fun with this. You can definitely tell he is. So Orton goes, "What makes you think that I want to tag with you again? Yeah, we made a few shirts, we got a buzz on social media, but we work better alone. We were a good team, past tense." So Styles and Omos came out. Styles says, "Look at these guys. Where's my stepdad, bro? This is really embarrassing. You can taste it." So Styles ran down Orton's nicknames. He said, "It's Randy Orton. I think when Omos broke your scooter, that would hurt you, but it would be a broken heart that hurt you the most." So Orton said, "Shut your freaking mouth. The only thing bigger than your ego is that jackass right there." So Styles goes, "I got a good idea. Since you're solo, why don't you fight me tonight and we'll see who runs Raw." Orton says, "I'll accept, and I'll beat you with the 3 most dangerous letters in sports entertainment, RK." And then he went for the RKO. Styles dodged it. Orton then got out of dodge. Omos then caught Riddle as Riddle went for the RKO, and he gave Riddle a choke slam. Riddle then rolled at Orton's feet, and he said, "That wasn't a smart move, was it?" Wasn't a bad segment whatsoever. The dynamic between Riddle and Orton is very, very good. And this is going to be your tag team title match at SummerSlam. And RK Bro are going to win the tag team titles. Orton, you know for a fact that he likes working with Matt Riddle. He looks happy out there. And it's going to be a great moment for Matt Riddle and Randy Orton. And I'm very happy Matt Riddle is in the middle of this working with a guy as big as Randy Orton. Baron Corbin was interviewed, said he received a phone call from Jinder to face Drew McIntyre. He said he lost the house, he lost his wallet, he lost his identity, he lost his wife, he lost his kids, and he was sleeping in a production truck over the weekend. Okay, first off, this storyline with Baron Corbin, it makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever. He's losing this, he's losing that, but he's employed by the WWE. If he's losing everything, then why is he still working for the fucking company? Why is he still working for the company? There's no logic. The dots do not connect. He's on both shows working for the largest wrestling promotion in the world, yet he's lost everything. How are we supposed to feel sorry for him when he's on a global television show each and every single week? But he's lost everything, quote unquote, right? No fucking sense. That one went right over White Castle Pritchard's head. So we get Baron Corbin versus Drew McIntyre. Who cares? So Drew doing his usual shit, mounting a comeback, Glasgow kiss, superplex. So Corbin took the mic and Corbin was begging for mercy. McIntyre took the mic, and he goes, Corbin, you are absolutely pathetic, but I'm starting to feel a little bad for you. How much money do you need to get a meal, a bed, and for the love of God, a shower? Corbin said $100,000. Drew goes, oh, that's completely reasonable. How about $200,000? How about $300,000? 3, 2, 1, Claymore. Claymore right between the eyes. 1, 2, 3. Drew wins. Mahal, Veer, and Shanky came out. Drew grabbed Angela, his sword, and then they backed off. I feel bad for Drew. I feel fucking bad for Drew. Guy was WWE champion twice. He was on the run of his life. He was doing some great material, and he's stuck in a feud with perhaps the worst wrestler in the company, not named Eva Marie. He's in a fucking feud with Jinder Mahal, the guy that killed Smackdown 4 years ago. I don't know why people find such value in Jinder. Maybe you're just a fucking retard like I say you are. It's probably it. You're just a fucking retard. I really do feel bad for Drew. I really do. Jeff Hardy versus Karrion Kross. Now, wasn't this supposed to be a story? Wasn't this supposed to be a story where Karrion Kross loses to Jeff Hardy before Scarlett came around and she unleashed the Beast, the Gladiator, in Karrion Kross? Karrion Kross wins. Karrion Kross wins. Karrion Kross beats Jeff Hardy. And then afterwards, he attacked him to make a statement. So, where's the story now? Hey, Booker! Hey, sucker! Where's the story now? Karrion Kross wins, and it means absolutely fucking nothing. He wins, he loses, he wins, he loses, he wins, he loses. There's fucking no consistency. There's no consistency whatsoever. How would you expect anyone to care when there is no consistency? You need to book someone with consistency in order to win over the crowd. If you book them with consistency, they'll do fine. If you don't, you're having them win and lose and win and lose. They're back and forth and back and forth. No one's going to give a shit. Karrion Kross is just like everybody else. And Jeff Hardy, he's no better. He's back to being a fucking enhancement talent. Karrion Kross wins means absolutely nothing. He will never achieve the same success that he did in NXT. Plain and simple, you don't like it, suck my dick. Fucking hell. Alexa Bliss versus Piper. I shall not call her Dewdrop Niven. We Want Wyatt chants started. Good. Good on you, Orlando. Alexa Bliss, she absolutely deserves those We Want Wyatt chants. Alexa Bliss, you know, she's got a lot of fucking pull backstage. She wasn't responsible for Bray Wyatt's release, but why is she just willingly going forth with this gimmick? She knows it's not her gimmick. She knows it's clearly Bray Wyatt's gimmick. Bray Wyatt's not there anymore. Every single time she comes out, the fans are automatically going to associate Alexa Bliss with Bray Wyatt. Speak up, you fucking bitch. Speak up. You could easily say that I don't want to do this shit anymore. But of course she's not going to, because she's selling a hell of a lot of merchandise with the paper mache fucking doll that a 5-year-old made in arts and crafts class. Alexa Bliss is terrible. Alexa Bliss is fucking terrible. Piper Niven was trash-talking Lily, who was propped up on the post. Lily winked at Piper Niven. Piper Niven was fucking hypnotized. Alexa Bliss rolled her up for the win. This was fucking terrible. This is what the future of women's wrestling looks like. Right? I swear to God, I could very well have a fucking heart attack if they do Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie. So, you know, I hope they do. I hope they do. And I hope they do, and I hope we get these We Want Wyatt chants. I hope we get CM Punk chants. I hope we get all the fucking chants. I hope we get a fucking Mexican wave. I hope we get Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie at SummerSlam just so the fans in Vegas can stick it right up Vince McMahon's ass. Ricochet versus Sheamus. This was a championship contenders match. Why are we doing a championship contenders match when Damian Priest just fucking beat Sheamus in a championship contenders match? So what if Damian Priest beat Sheamus? What if Ricochet beat Sheamus here? Who gets the title match? Do we get a one-on-one match? Do we get a triple threat match? What the fuck happens? How fucking stupid can these people be? Why does the champion need to be put in a position where it could possibly lose? And what would have happened if Ricochet won? Who got the championship match? Was it going to be Damian Priest or Ricochet first? Or was it going to be a triple threat? Fucking ridiculous. This was a decent match, though. Probably the best thing on the show. This was a decent match. Ricochet with a baseball slide and a springboard crossbody right into the announce table to Sheamus. Looked nice. Sheamus caught with a Frankensteiner off the middle rope. Springboard clothesline and a springboard moonsault for a 2. Sheamus with a headbutt with the mask. And Sheamus wins with a bro kick. Afterwards, Damian Priest came out, stood face to face with Sheamus. Sheamus backed off. He tried for a cheap shot, but Priest sent him over the top rope. Damian Priest versus Johnny Drip Drip. Johnny Shit. John Morrison. Priest wins with the Reckoning. Afterwards, Priest sprayed Morrison with the drip stick. He turned his attention to the Miz. Miz stood up and pushed Damian Priest, and then Miz ran away. Miz was faking the injury the whole time. I knew that the injury wasn't that serious, because if it was, Miz wouldn't have been on television every single week. So Priest called Sheamus a bully. He said, I want to fight you at SummerSlam for that United States Championship. Sheamus came out and said, truth is, I don't care what you think, but I will put you in your place at SummerSlam. You better be ready for the fight of your life. I accept. Priest then bro-kicked John Morrison and said that's going to be Sheamus at SummerSlam. And that was that. Damian Priest wins the United States Championship. End of story. T-Balls. T-Balls versus Mustafa Ali. T-Bar wins with the modified GTS, a.k.a. the Feast Your Eyes. Mansoor then took out both Mace and T-Bar. As if this means anything. Mansoor and Ali, they're going to be getting over. They're going to be getting over, trust me. Mansoor and Ali, they could absolutely be the guys to take the titles off of RK Bro. Reginald was in the back taking pictures as the 24/7 champion. He was able to dodge Tozawa and Truth. This is fucking terrible. Just end it. I can't stand it. Bobby Lashley and MVP. Bobby Lashley and MVP came out. MVP told everyone to rise and show respect to Bobby Lashley. MVP said that there's been some false narratives being spun. Oh, trust me, there's a lot of false narratives. A lot of false narratives about me have been spun. But the reason why people like me is just because I speak truth. I'm the smartest man alive. Goldberg never raised his hands to the Almighty, but he returned and savagely and cowardly hit me with a rib-crushing spear for no reason. He lied and said I was threatening his 15-year-old son. What I said was, if you love your father, I implore you to dissuade from this because his career is over. And you slander me, you slander Bobby Lashley. You have no one to blame but yourself. You involve your son in your battles, but maybe you shouldn't bring him here. Gage, this is a message for you. Convince your father not to show up at SummerSlam because Bobby Lashley's going to end Goldberg's career. You'll have your dad, and you can watch Raw and reminisce about that time that you didn't care enough to stop him. Lashley said, do not let your son watch SummerSlam. It'll be so bad you won't want to share the same last name as him. Goldberg at SummerSlam, you're not next. You're done. Good promo. Not going to shit on the promo. It was a good promo. Do I care? Do you care? No. Who cares about Goldberg and Bobby Lashley? This is going to be a 3-minute match at most. Bobby Lashley's going to retain, and it's going to do nothing for Bobby Lashley. And no, they're not helping with the ratings. This is not helping with the ratings whatsoever because the ratings still aren't above 2 million. Think, you dumb bastards. Rhea Ripley versus Nikki Trash. Rhea Ripley versus Nikki Trash. They piped in the crowd noises for Nikki Trash, by the way. The gimmick sucks. Charlotte Flair came out, caused the DQ, hit natural selection to Rhea Ripley, and she held up the title, and that was it. Elias had a promo package where he was outside in front of a fire, and he threw his guitar into the fire, and he said, WWE stood for Walk with Elias, but Elias is dead. Elias is dead. I appreciate that they're giving him a gimmick change, but it's not like he's going to go anywhere anyway. It was a cool package. I'll admit it, it was a cool package. It's not really resulting in anything, trust me. Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. Basic match. Very basic match. No one really gives a shit. Omos caused a distraction before Riddle came out to attack Omos. Styles went for the phenomenal forearm. Randy Orton RKO'd Styles in midair. Riddle tried to encourage Orton to listen to the people afterwards. Riddle then gave Orton a hug. Orton obliged. They hugged. And then afterwards, Orton gave Riddle an RKO and then patted him on the head. So, I want to make something clear. This is not going to result in Riddle versus Randy Orton. This was just Randy Orton doing what Randy Orton does. This was just Randy Orton being Randy Orton. He hugged Matt Riddle and then he patted him on the head. It's going to result in a tag team title match. This was just Randy Orton being a dickhead. Like Randy Orton can be. He's a dickhead. But they're going to win the tag team titles at SummerSlam. They're absolutely going to win the tag team titles at SummerSlam. Orton's been loving this storyline with Matt Riddle. You can see it. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. That was Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw sucked. Monday Night Raw absolutely fucking sucked. We got 19 likes. Please hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so. We got 3 more shows to discuss, and then we're going to get on out of here. I figured that you've heard me rant and rave enough. So, let's talk about NXT. Man, NXT, after what happened, man, I'm fucking glad that I'm not going to be reviewing it anymore. I am happy I'm not going to be reviewing it anymore after Takeover 36. So Dakota Kai, she took on Saray to start off the show. Decent match, a little sloppy here and there, but a decent women's match. Kai kept the aggression on Saray. Saray tried to take over with a fisherman suplex for a 2. Saray then came back with a German suplex. Saray with another German suplex for a 2. Running boot by Kai for a 2. Saray with a drop kick, a hesitation drop kick. She missed another one. Kai with a punt kick. Saray with a spinning heel kick. But Kai came back with a running boot. And Kai won. Decent little match. Afterwards, Raquel Gonzalez made her way to the ring. Kai then ran off. Gonzalez took the mic and said, "You will never be Raquel Gonzalez and you will never have this. At NXT TakeOver, I'm going to tear you apart." Plain and simple, straightforward, got no issue with it. Dakota Kai, I can see her winning the NXT Women's Championship, but I don't know. I've been calling her to win, but with Dakota Kai, supposedly, she's been getting these tryouts on Main Event and these dark matches before Smackdown. I don't know. I don't know. Something tells me that we could very well see Dakota Kai on the main roster. We could very well see Dakota Kai on the main roster, and Dakota Kai could very well lose at TakeOver. I would not do that. I would absolutely give Dakota Kai the NXT Women's Championship. I don't know. I'm still going with Kai. I don't know. My heart says Dakota Kai. My head says Raquel Gonzalez. I don't know. But I would give it to Dakota. Johnny Gargano had Dexter Lumis over. Dexter Lumis, of course, said nothing. Indy Hartwell was getting her makeup ready. Gargano had a stare down with Lumis, and he goes, "What are your intentions with Indy?" Speaking of which, I also want to shout out Johnny Gargano, actually. Gargano and Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae's pregnant. Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, they're having a baby. February in 2022, we're going to have baby wrestling. Baby wrestling. So, congratulations to Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae on their pregnancy. So, Lumis and Indy Hartwell went out on their date, and Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae followed. Ilya Dragunov, he came out to address the NXT universe. Crowd chanted for him. He was over. Very, very happy to see that he was over. He goes, "Where I come from, words didn't mean anything. But pain has meant something. Fighting spirit has meant something. I've put all my strength into my fist, and I make the unthinkable. On August 22nd, you will witness chaos, and an unbeatable kingdom will fall. I will beat Walter and become the NXT UK champion." Pete Dunne then came out, and he goes, "Before you get ahead of yourself, you owe me a big thank you, because without me putting NXT UK on the map, you don't get to compete against Walter, and you damn sure don't get to stand in front of the baddest man in NXT. If I had stayed in NXT UK, I'd have put you in your place." Dragunov said, "I carried myself straight to the top. That's something that you can't change. And I'm going to beat Walter, something that you never did. How about you show me your words are as strong as your will to fight?" Dunne said, "After tonight, you won't make it to TakeOver." Now, this was some good stuff. I was happy to see Dunne and Dragunov, and it was a good match in the main event. Solid match in the main event. I just did not like that Dragunov lost. I'm hoping that means he's going to win at TakeOver. I'm not sure what's going on with Dunne. I'm not sure if that means that Pete Dunne's going to go back to NXT UK and possibly face Dragunov. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But this was a very good segment. Dragunov, he carries himself very well. Dunne carries himself very well. Good stuff there. We got LA Knight. He still has nothing on DJ Storms, but LA Knight, he took on Andre Chase. BFT for the win in 30 seconds. Grimes then gave Knight his title. Grimes was going to shine Knight's shoes before Ted DiBiase came out. He made his way to the ring. Knight took the mic. DiBiase took the mic, and he goes, "This has gone too far. Cameron, I know you're a man of your word, but you can be more. You have a lot going for you. These people believe in you." The fans obviously were behind Cameron Grimes. Knight said, "Are you just trying to get punched in the mouth again?" Love LA Knight. I love his prick-like attitude. DiBiase said, "You need to shut your mouth. And Grimes, you need to follow your heart. Grimes, you can be a champion. And if LA Knight put the $1 million title on the line, you will do that." So LA Knight goes, Whoa. I've already beaten him twice, but you know what? Why don't we sweeten the pot? It's a foregone conclusion that I'm going to win. So at TakeOver 36, you can have me one more time, Cameron Grimes, but when I win, he won't be my butler. And then he pointed to DiBiase and he goes, "You will. I will own the $1 million title, and I'm going to own you." DiBiase said, "My money's on Cameron Grimes, and I got a lot of money. You are on." Excellent. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. I love it. It's great. And this is going to be a big moment for Cameron Grimes. I expect Cameron Grimes to win. It's going to be good. Gigi Dolan, she took on Amare Miller. Dolan won with a modified Russian leg sweep. More Gigi Dolan, please. More Gigi Dolan. She is fine. Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis, they went out for Italian food. They caught Candice and Johnny spying on them. They told them to leave. Nobody gives a shit about this. It's a terrible storyline. I would have much rather have seen Lumis in the North American title picture. William Regal. William Regal monitored the face-off with Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Cole and O'Reilly came down to the ring. Regal said, "It will be 2 out of 3 falls. You will each pick a fall, and if it goes to a third fall, I will pick the stipulation." So Kyle, he picked a straight-up wrestling match, pinfall or submission after Great American Bash. Cole said, "You are so predictable. You live in a fantasy where you think you're a better competitor than I am. I beat you one-on-one, so you decided to smash my skull into the steel steps. Second fall needs to be a street fight. And we ain't going to go to a third fall because I'm ending it. The Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly saga." O'Reilly said, "You sharpened the blade and handed me the sword, and I'm willing to do anything to put you down for good. And I don't give a damn." Cole said, "Of course I taught you for 13 years. 13 years you tried to live up to my legacy, Kyle, but you will never be Adam Cole. Nobody can touch me, and you're just a footnote in my career," said Adam Cole. "You ain't got the killer instinct. Are you going to hit me? I dare you." So we get a big brawl. The security guards separated the two. Regal goes, "I knew this would happen. So if it does go to a third fall, it will be contested inside of a steel cage." Awesome. Awesome promo. The promo work was great. Listen, the promo work was great on this show. Promo work was great. I take nothing away from the promo work. The build with the promo work's been great. And I think TakeOver is going to be a damn good show. But there's just no reason to care. So we got a 3 stages of hell match. Traditional wrestling match. We got a street fight. And then we got a steel cage match if it does go to a third and deciding fall. I think it's going to be a fantastic match. I think these two are going to put on a barn burner. Odyssey Jones, he took on Trey Baxter. Semifinals of the NXT Breakout Tournament. Jones won with the side suplex power slam. And he's going to the finals. Very simple and very quick. Nothing really too crazy. Boa took on Drake Maverick. Mei Ying, she stood up and sprayed the mist into Maverick's face. Boa with a roundhouse kick for the win. And Boa gets the win. Next week, we got a face-off between Joe and Cross. And we also got 2 title matches. We got MSK versus Imperium for the NXT Tag Team Championships next week. And we also got Kushida versus Roderick Strong for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. I do expect both championships to change hands next week. Main event, Pete Dunne and Ilya Dragunov. Dunne with a forearm to take over right away. Dragunov with the 6-1 line, the Constantine special. T-bone suplex by Dragunov for a 2. We had a backhand chop and a senton by Dragunov. Dunne then caught Dragunov in the armbar before Dragunov reversed it. We had some big back and forths. Another armbar. Dragunov bridged out of it. And another suplex, but Dunne stayed alive. We had a diving senton. And then all of a sudden, Walter came out, walked down to the ring. Dragunov stared at Walter like a fucking idiot because that's what happens with people that surprisingly, oh, someone's on the ramp, well, let me look at him. Got a fucking match going on, you idiot. So Dragunov, he caught the bitter end and Dunne won. Very good match. Dunne should not have won, though. Walter then got into the ring. Dragunov with Torpedo Moscow. And then he held up the title to end the show. I fully expect Ilya Dragunov to win the NXT UK Championship. We are going to see a changing of the guard. It is the time and the place for Dragunov to win the title. That was NXT. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you sticking by. We got 2 more shows to go over. Then we're going to get out of here. Thank you, Dylan Summers. Thank you, Really Wild Man. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Rob Wells Jr. and Hula Grim. Thank you very much for sticking around. We got 21 likes. You guys are fantastic. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. I love every single one of you. You guys are awesome. Now, we're going to talk about AEW, baby. We got a lot to talk about with AEW, and we have a lot going on, especially with Rampage tonight. It's going to be damn good, people. It's going to be damn fucking good. Going to be damn good. So, we got Dynamite. He started off with Dante Martin and the Seidel brothers. They took on Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. And this was fucking awesome. This was the best match of the night. This was an awesome performance by all 6 of them. And this was a star-making performance for Dante Martin. Dante Martin's going to be something. I'm telling you, he's really going to be something. They announced that Omega and Christian Cage was official for the AEW World Championship at All Out, which I have no problem with. I don't know why everyone's complaining about Christian Cage and Kenny Omega. Hangman Adam Page, he's away for 2 reasons. Number 1, his wife is about to give birth to a child. So obviously he wants to be there for her, and he wants to be there for his wife at the hospital and help care for the child for a few weeks before he comes back. That's number 1. Number 2, with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan coming in, we don't know where Page is going to rank on the fans' hierarchy. So plans have obviously changed. You have to trust the process with Tony Khan, and you need to let things play out. This is all a part of long-term storytelling. Page was written off of television last week. And we're going to wait until Page has his child with his wife, and then he'll be back. He'll be back by the end of September, beginning of October. He'll be back in time for Full Gear, and he's going to get his title match against Omega at Full Gear. Plain and simple. Christian Cage is nothing more than an interim opponent. He is nothing more than a guy who is going to get Omega through the pay-per-view in order to get to none other than Hangman Adam Page. Also, shout out to Brian Myers, actually. For those of you who watch Impact Wrestling, Brian Myers actually is the number 1 contender for the Impact World Heavyweight Championship. Let me tell you something. Brian Myers, what a difference a year and a half makes. Brian Myers got fired by WWE, and now he's going to have the match of his life with Kenny Omega at Emergence for the Impact World Championship. I am very much looking forward to that match at Emergence. I think Brian Myers is going to have a star-making fucking performance against Omega. I really do. But this match was very, very good. Babyfaces were in control earlier with double planches. The heels took over on Mike Seidel. Some double team action. Hot tag to Matt Seidel, I believe it was. We had a Fisherman Brainbuster for a 2 and a double Hurricane Rana to the Bucks. Cobra Clutch hold before Mike inserted himself in with a Muda lock. Then we had Dante Martin. Dante Martin, he came in and he was just lighting up the fucking show. He was lighting up the Bucks. We had a suicide dive, a big springboard Hurricane Rana. Everyone started taking out everyone. We had a tag to Omega, a couple of V-triggers. Dante Martin with the Enziguri. But we had another V-trigger. Dante Martin with a roll-up. Nearly got the fall there. Omega eventually hit the One-Winged Angel. And Omega and the Bucks win with the BTE trigger as well. A great fucking match. Dante Martin is going to be a fucking superstar with him and Top Flight. Him and his brother Darius. They're going to be big. Top Flight is fucking amazing. They're great. If you didn't watch this match, please go watch it back. Tony Schiavone was going to interview the Elite before Christian Cage and Jurassic Express came out. So we got our world title match for All Out. And then next week, actually, it was said that Jurassic Express, they're going to fight for the tag team titles next week. I would not be opposed. To Jurassic Express winning the titles. I don't think they will, though. I actually have a feeling that we're going to get FTR and Proud and Powerful. They're going to compete in a number 1 contenders match, an unofficial number 1 contenders match at All Out, and we're going to see Proud and Powerful. get the win. We're going to see them get the win, and they're going to face the Bucks in Queens at Arthur Ashe Stadium. That's what I can see happening. But Christian Cage came out. Christian Cage called Callis a tardy jagoff. Cage called the AEW World Championship the most important championship in the sport. You're damn right it fucking is. Cage also announced that tonight on Rampage, he's going to be facing Kenny Omega for the Impact World Championship. Rather shoddy booking. Very, very, very odd. I don't really like it too much. I understand why they're doing it for ratings purposes. Here's what I also see them doing it for. Now, I like to believe that this is part of a bigger story. I like to believe that this could very well be a part of a story to have Christian Cage lose to Kenny Omega twice. He's going to lose to Kenny Omega twice, and then that's going to cause him to snap and turn heel on Jungle Boy, and we're going to get Jungle Boy and Christian Cage at Full Gear. And we're going to get Jungle Boy, Christian Cage at Full Gear, and Christian Cage is going to go on a heel run. That's what I can see happening. Now, that's just me. We'll see what happens. But I'm not really sure how I agree with that. I get for ratings purposes, but I don't know. Daniel Garcia and Darby Allin, very, very standard match here. Garcia ended up losing to a coffin drop from Darby Allin. You got to keep Darby looking strong because next week, people, on Rampage, look in my eyes, what do you see? CM Punk's coming to AEW. Afterwards, Sting and Darby, they took out 2.0. Next week, we actually get a big 2.0 match. 2.0 is taking on Darby Allin and Sting in a Texas Tornado match. It's going to be great. Chuck Taylor, Orange Cassidy, and Wheeler Yuta versus Matt Hardy and Private Party. This was a decent match, but really didn't mean anything in the long run. This was merely a showcase match for Wheeler Yuta. I don't know what they're doing with Orange Cassidy, but I can definitely see Orange Cassidy possibly beating Matt Hardy and then going on to challenge Miro for the TNT Championship at All Out. Possibly. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Private Party took over on Wheeler Yuta with the silly string. Yuta fought back, got the hot tag. Chuck Taylor came back with a tope on the Hardy Family Office. We had a pop-up to Orange Cassidy, a spinning powerbomb on Quinn for a 2. Orange Cassidy with a tope suicida on Matt Hardy. Tag to Yuta, frog splash, but Quinn kicked out. We had a swanton bomb by Isaiah Cassidy, but Yuta kicked out. We did have the gin and juice, but Cassidy saved it. Orange punch to Cassidy. Twist of Fate by Hardy on Wheeler Yuta, and the Hardy Family Office wins. I'm assuming we're building towards a Matt Hardy versus Orange Cassidy match. Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander. This was a fun little sprint. Much better than the match at Revolution back in 2020. Fun little sprint right here. Nyla Rose, she pounced Chris Statlander. We had a big German suplex by Nyla. Statlander with a moonsault off the apron. Nyla with a chokeslam to Statlander on the apron. Statlander came back with a power bomb and an Area 451 splash. And she won. So it looks like we could be looking at Chris Statlander. She's going to be the woman to take on Britt Baker at All Out. It looks like they could very well indeed be saving Thunder Rosa for Full Gear, and it's going to be Thunder Rosa taking on Britt Baker at Full Gear, with Thunder Rosa winning the championship. That's what I can see happening. Tony Schiavone, he introduced Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. The towels were swinging. Britt Baker, she's over as fuck. She said she relates to Red Velvet's fearlessness. I wasn't afraid to step up when this city needed a champion. I bleed black and gold. Pittsburgh, I present to you hope. Red, you might have a glimmer of hope if you were wrestling me in any other city, but not in my hometown. It's you and me in the main event, and still your AEW Women's World Champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Afterwards, Red Velvet came out to attack Britt Baker, and the refs separated them. Gonna be a damn good fucking match. Dark Order, they took on the Good Brothers for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. This was a solid match for what it was. Really nothing all too crazy. This was just a Forbidden Door case being opened, and the Good Brothers defended the Impact World Tag Team Championships against the Dark Order in a solid match. Dark Order took over on the Good Brothers. Frankie Kazarian, he took out Brandon Cutler. The Good Brothers then isolated Evil Uno before Evil Uno made the tag to Stu Grayson. Stu Grayson with a swinging DDT to Gallows and a springboard tornillo for a 2. We had a double Pele kick on the Good Brothers. The Dark Order then with the 450 Cannonball combination on the Good Brothers. Anderson just kicked out. Grayson then with a tope, taking out Gallows. Gallows then tossed the belt into the ring. Anderson with the gun stun to Uno. Magic Killer to Grayson, and the Good Brothers retain. Nice solid match. Not too bad whatsoever. Next segment was a complete waste of time. QT Marshall and Tony Schiavone, they were in the ring. QT was going to make an apology, but he said, you should be apologizing to me. I'm apologizing to you for what I'm about to do. So Tony Schiavone's son, Chris Schiavone, was at ringside. Tony apologized. QT said, apology not accepted. He hit the diamond cutter on Tony's son. Paul White then came out, and Paul White then chokeslammed Aaron Solo, and he stared down QT Marshall. Complete waste of time. You got to do better than fucking Paul White. I really am not looking forward to Paul White competing in AEW. No, thank you, please. Please, no. Kenny Omega and Christian Cage for the Impact World Championship. It's on Rampage tonight. Miro and Fuego del Sol for the TNT Championship is on Rampage tonight. And Britt Baker and Red Velvet for the AEW Women's World Championship is on tonight as well. Shawn Spears and Sammy Guevara, they had a major announcement for next week. Young Bucks and Jurassic Express for the AEW World Tag Team Championships is on next week, as well as Darby Allin and Sting versus 2.0 in a Texas Tornado Tag Team match. Really, really, really good stuff. I'm loving it. And then next week we also got Jericho and MJF. Chris Jericho and Wardlow in the fourth labor of Jericho. Jericho ends up winning with Floyd the Bat and a Judas effect. Afterwards, Shawn Spears attacked Jericho. Sammy Guevara attacked Spears. The Pinnacle attacked both men. Salt of the Earth was locked in, and Jake Hager saved both men. MJF then took the mic and said, next week, I'm taking away something that's helped you win all of these labors. No Judas effect and no Judas music, and if you hit me with the Judas effect, I win. Next week, you're going to find out when it comes to me, you've met your successor, and his name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Solid show, but again, it was really nothing more than a bridge show because we got Rampage tonight. Next week's show looks big, and then next week, Rampage, man, CM Punk, baby. CM Punk, the best in the world, is returning. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. We're on the verge of history. You bastards, CM Punk is coming to Rampage, the first dance. That was AEW. I know Hula Grim is a big fan of the Big Show. NXT UK. NXT UK was actually a very good show, not gonna lie. Very good show was NXT UK. They're actually loading up NXT UK. If you're not watching NXT UK, people, you gotta start watching NXT UK. Very, very, very good show. So, Flash Morgan Webster and Wolfgang kicked off the show. Wolfgang took over with a gut buster. Webster came back with a dropkick and a springboard moonsault and a big headbutt. Wolfgang with a flying side senton for a 2. Webster with a nasty-looking poison Rana, looked brutal, and a V-trigger for a damn close near fall. Wolfgang then got up the knees on the senton, and then he hit a big spear, and Wolfgang gets the win. I expected Wolfgang to get the win. This was actually damn good for what it was. If you're not watching, please go out and watch NXT UK this week. This was damn good for what it was. I expected Wolfgang to win because Wolfgang, he is going to be competing in the Heritage Cup tournament. over the course of the next couple weeks. So he can't be losing because he's got to look strong going into the tournament. Joe Coffey versus Rampage Brown. This was announced for 2 weeks on NXT UK, but it's by knockout or submission. It's going to be good. Eva Valkyrie versus Ginny. This was a no DQ match. That's also in 2 weeks. Joseph Connors is also locked in a cage at ringside, so I expect Eva Valkyrie to get the win there. Nina Samuels versus Amel. This was a lot better than expected. These two are very green, but they delivered a fairly decent match for what it was. Amel's a little sloppy, but she's coming around. Nina Samuels ain't too bad in her own right. This was a lot better than expected. An okay match, really nothing too crazy. Next week, we got a big match with Stevie Turner and Meiko Satomura. Meiko Satomura is defending the championship. Meiko Satomura, you gotta love Meiko Satomura. So Samuels started out aggressive out of the gate. Amel came back with a clothesline and a bulldog. Amel with a running punt kick. Her punt kicks actually look pretty good. Sloppy looking neck breaker for a 2. Nina Samuels with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker combination. That got a 2. Amel with a nice looking Northern Lights suplex, and then she hits a hope breaker for the win. A lot better than expected. Amel gets the win. Not really sure what it means. We'll have to find out what happens in the coming weeks. But Meiko Satomura, she is not losing that championship anytime soon because Eva Valkyrie is waiting in the wings. Meiko Satomura and Stevie Turner for the NXT UK Women's Championship. That is announced for next week, as well as Pretty Deadly versus Mustache Mountain for the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. I have a feeling that we could see new NXT UK Tag Team Champions next week, and Mustache Mountain are going to win the titles from Pretty Deadly. I can absolutely see it happening. Mark Andrews versus Noam Dar. This was an NXT UK Heritage Cup #1 Contenders Tournament first round matchup. This was very solid for what it was. Not really too big of a fan of the British rounds matches. I think the British rounds matches, they remind me too much of boxing, and I truthfully hate boxing. I hate MMA. I hate UFC. I hate that stuff. I mean, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to be different, but I like the standard one-on-one wrestling a lot better. That's just me. So, this was very technical in the first round. No falls. Noam Dar worked on the legs of Andrews. No falls in the second round. Tealman and Rohan Raja, who I actually like as a tag team. They're pretty damn good. They came out to scout the match. Andrews' right knee was an issue, and Andrews was caught in a knee bar, and Dar tapped him out. So Dar got the first fall. Afterwards, Dar's knee was targeted by Andrews. Andrews then with a roll-up in the 4th round, and the score was tied. Back and forth strikes were traded in the 5th round. We had a back elbow by Dar for a 2 count, an enziguri by Andrews, and then a side effect. Dar then kicked the leg out from under Mark Andrews as Andrews went up for fall to pieces, and Dar hit the Nova Roller, and Dar advances to the 2nd round. I expected that to happen. Noam Dar gets the win. He advances to the 2nd round. And Noam Dar. He's moving on to either face Kenny Williams or Oliver Carter. I actually have either Kenny Williams or Nathan Frazier winning this entire thing. I think that it's going to come down to Kenny Williams and Nathan Frazier in the final round. I honestly do believe that Kenny Williams, with this new heel run that he's been on, I do believe that Kenny Williams is going to eventually become the NXT UK Heritage Cup champion. But very good episode of NXT UK. Not bad whatsoever. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of the Lightning Flash Update. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. Thank you, Hooligan. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Blazed Radio. Thank you, Rob Wells Jr. Thank you, Adam Carl. Thank you, everybody. Please make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, baby. Please make sure you hit that notifications bell. Turn it on. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube, baby. Check out all the links in the description. Be ready for next week. Next week is a big week. Tomorrow, of course, we got Hibiki High Spots, where me and Hibiki, we reviewed SummerSlam 1998. Next Thursday is the rundown for SummerSlam 2021 with Hibiki. Next Friday is the Lightning Flash update at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And next Saturday, of course, at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, is the rundown for NXT Takeover 36 with Joseph Conlon from the Big Fight Feel. And then next Saturday, we got SummerSlam, and next Sunday, we got Takeover 36. I thank you, everyone, for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms. This has been the Lightning Flash Update, and I will catch you guys next week for a busy week of content within the DJ Storms brand, and I will catch you later. Peace.